Hey guys, welcome back to the Out Jeeping YouTube channel. My name is Austin, and in today's video we're back working on my Jeep Grand Cherokee WK2, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace or install a engine block heater. And specifically we're going to be doing it on the 3.6 Pentastar engine, so it might be similar to other models that have the same exact engine. Overall, it's not too complicated of a process, just a little bit tight to get in there, and I'm going to show you guys step by step how to do so. So without further ado, let's dive in and get started. Alright, so a quick overview on what an engine block heater is if you've never heard about it before, but it's basically just a plug that you can simply plug in your vehicle and it'll help warm up the engine before you start the vehicle. And now this is very popular in the northern states of the United States as well as Canada, and I think for Canada a lot of it does come standard, but sometimes down in the state you have to option out for it if you're getting a brand new vehicle. Or if you bought this vehicle used like me, it didn't come with a block heater at all, and so today I'm going to be installing it because I live in a northern state and it definitely gets cold outside, so having a block heater is nice to have it warm up a little bit. So what I got here today is I went ahead and got the Mopar engine block heater, and that way I know everything's going to fit nicely. Mostly just need to get these two parts right here. This is the wire that goes to the engine block heater. It has all the clips and everything, so it's all going to tuck away nicely inside the engine bay here and not going to look like it's out of place. So that's going to be nice to have. And then we also have the actual heating element itself. Once again, Mopar as well, and all it is just this little guy right here. This is a cartridge style heater, meaning that it just simply drops down into the block, seals up with this O-ring, and then you just have a simple bolt holding that down into place. Then from there, you take your power cord, plug that in, and then weave this through out of the engine bay, and then you should be able to plug it in. Now to hold this down, there is a M6 bolt, 20 millimeters long, that we're going to need to install this. There is a specific bolt you can buy, however, I didn't want to pay $15 for a little bolt, so I just have a standard one out of my set here that'll work just fine for that. I'll post links down in the description below if you guys want to get this kit to work on your 3.6 Pentastar. I believe they're all going to be the same through the early 2010s, through the 2020s. The only thing that might be different across your vehicle is your cord and how it's laid out. So you want to make sure you look up on the Mopar parts website, plug in your vehicle, and see what they offer for that. Now this style engine block heater is a little bit nicer than the traditional on the freeze plug. You don't have to mess with draining the coolant or anything like that. All this does is just simply a cartridge, you pop it in, and then you're pretty much ready to go. Now the process on how we're going to install this guy, and it's actually going to be located right behind the AC compressor that's up against the engine. So what we're going to have to do to get in there is we're going to remove our plastic here, our airbox, we're going to have to remove our serpentine belt, and then we can get at the AC compressor, loosen that up from the block, and then just pull it away a little bit, about 3 or 4 inches, and then we should be able to get in there, see exactly where we're going to be installing that engine block heater, and then we can route our cable to it and then put everything back together. So I'm going to start off, we're going to remove our plastics up here and then start diving into the engine. Alright, so we got this, we got a 10 millimeter bolt up here. And this should lift out all 4 corners. Set this to the side. We're going to take out this whole airbox system right here, so I'm going to undo this sensor and then get a flat screwdriver to undo these hose clamps. Pop that off of the airbox and then we'll just lift up. They're going to be held down. Couple more push down pins. We'll set this to the side as well. I'm going to go ahead and remove this whole airbox all together just to give us some more room to get down in here. So we got some breather lines going to the top and then a couple clips on the side. It's going to separate the top of this. Got our filter. I'm just going to spray a little bit of lube on these push down things on the bottom here, so hopefully this comes straight up. This just going to come with the whole intake right here. So looks like we got a little clip holding down that weather seal. Just pry that out. Move our weather strip out of the way, then pull this whole bottom of the airbox out. Alright, so with all that airbox stuff out of the way, the next thing we need to do is take our serpentine belt off, so that way it is off of that AC compressor pulley, so we can loosen up our AC compressor and move that out of the way. So if you want, take a picture of your belt routing. I got that already. So we're going to go down here. In front of the engine, we have a belt tensioner. It has a 3/8 square right here where you can take a serpentine belt tool or just a long ratchet with an extension. Stick that in there and loosen this up, and it will remove the tension off of the belt system. Then from here, you can take the belt and unroute it from the pulleys. For the most part, I'm just going to get this off of AC compressor and then just leave it down in here. Alright, so the next thing we're going to work on is getting this AC compressor free from the engine. We're not going to undo any of the lines. We don't need to do that. We just need to move this a little bit just to get in there. So before I get the main bolts that go to the cylinder head and block, I'm going to just pop up these two electrical connector little clips, so that way this wiring harness can separate from the engine. Alright, next we got two 13 head millimeter bolts up here. We're going to crack those free first, and then on the bottom side we have two 13 millimeter head nuts that we're going to remove. Those nuts are on a stud that's an E-Torx. I'm hoping we don't have to remove those studs, but we'll see how much it moves after we get these two top bolts and those bottom two nuts off. If we have to remove it, we will. There's one. Let's see, this one we might need to get in there with a ratchet wrench. Now this top back bolt, it's all the way free, but it's not going to come out because of that line. That's fine. That can just stay in the hole right there. I'm going to work underneath. I can't even see these bolts, but I can feel them underneath. And we're going to loosen up these nuts that are on there. I'm going to use my ratchet wrench to start off. So now, as you might have been able to tell, this is a little bit loose in here. So unfortunately, what's holding this up right now is that this AC compressor is still locked in with the studs that go into the block. So we're going to have to take out those studs, and then this is essentially going to drop over and down. But right now it can only go in the axis of those bolts, which is just kind of a little bit horizontal, and it's not allowing us to get any more clearance. Alright, so these two studs are going to be an E7 Torx. So you want to make sure you have those tools because they're not too common, but they are common fasteners when working on these newer vehicles. So I got that on a 1/4 inch ratchet, and I'm going to get these guys out of here. And luckily there is enough clearance down here where you can easily move a ratchet around by just putting your hand from the front side. Alright, now we should be able to move this AC compressor out of the way a little bit more. And I think I see where we need to go, and we might just have enough room. Alright, so with that AC compressor moved out of the way and kind of dropped down the way gravity's kind of pulling it, it gives us access to our hole where we're going to stick our block heater in. So if you're looking from the side and front, you'll see this hex right here. Directly above that is an empty hole. You can kind of feel it with your finger. It's just an empty hole that goes into the block. Right next to it is some threaded holes. So I'll take our block heater and ever so slightly get that into the engine. It's a very tight fit between the AC compressor and that in the way. Then we'll push that all the way in. And then we'll line it up to where the hole is. And then you can take your M6 bolts. Mine has a Torx head because that's the one I had lying around, but it's M6 by 1mm thread pitch. And I'm just going to try and thread this guy into place, and then we'll get a ratchet on this. Now I'll take my ratchet and snug this guy up. Alright, so now the actual heating element is installed into the engine. Now we can go ahead and grab our cord and plug it into place. Alright, so next we got our cord, and the way it's going to be plugged in, the wire is going to be kind of going out towards the back of the AC compressor, and then it's going to come out here towards the fender on the driver's side. So I'm going to first kind of weave this in around the back of the AC compressor, and then I'll pull the orange plug forward to our element heated element and plug that guy into place. Make sure that's firmly all the way in. And I'm just going to leave our cord there for now, because now we're going to focus on getting this AC compressor back into place. So we're going to start with that rear upper bolt that was still stuck in its thing, since that is the first bolt that's here. I'm going to start threading that in. Just have that loose for now. Take the front upper bolt, thread that into here. So now before we get the rest of the bolts in, we're going to start clipping this wire into place. It's got all assortments of clips, and the one that has a hose clip that's kind of similar to the wiring harness one up here, that's simply going to go on the same AC line. It's pretty much right on the back of the AC compressor. So you're going to want to take that. I maybe should have done that before while I had a little bit more room, but I'm going to clip that on into place. Alright, now we can take our studs that go in the bottom. We're going to feed it through and tighten these guys into place. Then we can get our nuts back into place on the bottom, and we can start snugging them up. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and get our serpentine belt back into place. I'm going to go off of my picture reference I took before I took this off. Alright, so with our belt and AC compressor all put back into place, our engine block heater cord is right here coming out on the driver's side. We got a few more clips. This gray one over here goes over a stud. That's going to be the existing stud that's coming out of the wheel well right here. I'm going to pop that into place. And our cord is going to be wrapped up right here, and it's going to stick into a clip that's going to go into the inner fender right here. So I'm going to route that underneath this, and then that is going to pop through. And then our cord, that's where it's stored while it's not in use. We got another clip right here, and that's going to clip in to the back of the airbox. So we're going to get that in next here. That pops down. We'll get our weather stripping, pop back into there. Then this clip, there's a empty hole on the back side right here where my finger is. This just pops right into here. Then we do just have this empty zip tie. I'm not sure exactly where this is supposed to go, but we can kind of wrap it around some of this other lines and just kind of have it a little loose. We don't need to cinch this up. This is just so the wire is not jiggling around, causing fatigue or anything like that. Next we'll just pop our filter back into here. Then the top of our airbox. Then we'll finish up with our air intake. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the install. So now we just got our plug-in right here. It does have a Velcro strap holding this little bit on here, so you are able to take the plug and hold it outside of the hood. This hood has a gasket, so it should be able to squeeze out of there. So if you got cold weather coming, this is parked outside, you can leave this out here, easily plug in your vehicle with the plug right here, and you should have a little bit easier starting in colder weather. Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Overall, not too complicated of a process, just a little tight getting in around that AC compressor, but nothing anyone at home can't do. Just make sure you have that E-torque socket, that E7 for those two studs in the bottom, and I think you should be good to go. As always, I'll post the links down in the description below for the parts I use in this video, if in case it works for your vehicle. Always double check if you got a Pentastar in a different model than what I'm showing here today. The cord length might be a little bit different, and with all the clips that are on it as well. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys are able to follow along if you're installing this on your own vehicle. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to post it down below. If you guys want to help support the channel, check out outjeeping.com. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.